This build was sent in by somebody on my server. They're building a tank. They're building a tank with very few past lives. The idea is to take on legendary hard and some elite and that's basically all this character is going to do. Just be a simple, quick tanking alt with minimal investment. So let's go take a look and see what they also things where they belong. Okay. So what do we have? We have pure Paladin, Dizamar. Okay. Of masteries, toughnesses, and power. Block defense, perfect shield mastery, epic toughness. So just lots of toughness. So they went in on toughness amp, combat expertise. So there must be some armor class here. Celestia, that's sense. Take a look at what we lives. Oh, there's not very many, so I presume it's fact. Like Paladin lives. Random. 1 PD life. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of martial, that's important. More past lives on the tank, the better. Tank is probably the role that scales the absolute best of past. Let's see. Skill intimidate. Is you need intimidate? Put a jump, okay. Heal. I don't know if you can really augment this very much. Is okay, there's a little bit of UMD. You generally don't need a ton of UMD. You have some. You have enough humble to do the roll. That can be legit useful in places. Balance, okay. I don't think I'd spend those points differently. They went ahead and got a little bit of extra in just to balance. You could probably get by with the balance augments, maybe. Augments tend to be really tight on tank, so that could be a thing. All right, so let's put skills away. There's really not much else you can do for skill. You have to have intimidate. Heal is optional. That will help your renewal, other self-healing. Jump is possibly optional. It looks like they want to make sure they hit that gap without any issue. Go ahead and pop up. The jump, I mean, possibly could be dialed in a little bit. But really, there's not a whole lot else to take. UMB is going to be really high, yeah, so it's nice to have that. Also, it's also nice to have that while dead. Worry about buff. That's pretty good. I think skills are pretty set. Balance is looking pretty good. To be able to get up from all the various titans. Let's look at enhancement, what they did here. Enhancement. So they went on the Azamar. They don't have a lot of past lives, so they're going to have to spend a lot of their just raw points. Getting up to the hit points is really good. Sacred. Getting the amp is good. Waves. I usually do the wings. A little bit of the wings. Get some extra charges on the wing. Instead of this, I feel that that's somewhat handy. Especially with this pure paladin that probably doesn't need the saves. Those points could probably be spent a little bit differently. Okay. So in the paladin tree, I thought you had to take this all the way up to 3 points to get the hit points, but maybe not. If not, then I think this. So cores all the way. We need all threats. Going from max dex. Armor class. So you have to take the here to get the armor class. Threat and our MRI. Yeah. We take extra lay hands, but this tree gets really expensive really quick, and they have even a little bit more than. So I think that looks pretty good. You can squeak a little bit more armor class here, but I don't know that's going to matter all that much. See where all the rest of the extra constitution. That's good. I think these are what strength and strength and hit points. So I'm presuming they're going to be running in epic defense, which is why they're not taking the hit point, because those don't together. And yeah, they're going to roll epic defense fighting. They have the shield fates to count for that. They should be good there. I think, don't you need... I don't forget. Maybe you just need 3 to get the full benefits of defensive fighting. Yeah, you need 4 feats to get the full benefit. So the trade-off is not being able to renew somebody at range. You do on the Paladin have a lot of lay on hand, so this will probably be okay. Yeah, there's a speed that's pretty nice. Okay, armor class. So this is something you don't have to take if you not have armor class. This person is going for some armor. So if you go in, you have to go all the way in. Not use. Don't worry about it at all. And then yeah, here's and importantly the exceptional to armor. Look and see. Okay, Reaper points or whatever. That's however many Reaper points you have. Go. Just probably all in on tank. Oh, they went to 21 in tank for the hit points, and they did a little bit of melee power and strength. That's fine too. I think on a tank can probably go all in on the raw. Just the raw. There's more hit points here for when you do the little R1 raids like Baba and Strahd and whatnot. I feel like the points would be better spent here. Just getting more. Just way more hit points. 8 versus 4. 8 and Grim Barricade for every point. Good adversary. You get a little bit of extra melee power to help him strength up a threat, but I think the hit points. Alright, Destinies. Let's see. Oh, the planner's updated for the new. Can't get this yet. They went in pretty real close to what I would do for not having a lot of past lives. So obviously the core, Celestial Mandates is a requirement. Have to take that. Fortification is good because there's monsters that fortification and bypass. Tank needs extra. That's good. The other choices are not credible. They could have gone for the extra accuracy, especially since they're doing combat expertise. So if they're noticing a lot of misses, that could be something to keep. Person's going armor class, so you need to go all the way on armor class, so you gotta take this and then somewhere over here. But yeah, there's more. Alright, you take all the threats, the shield for the shield throw. Taking that hit points. I like having the stun, but since this person is only raiding, I can see not having that. If this was also going to quest, I think you would want the stun. Play hands not using Charisma or Con, I think that's good. They hit the mantle. There's a little smidgen of defense here. Kind of going all they can. But the best defense, the active part is not very good. The passive is really good. But you have to spend. I drop some points somewhere. I think you might be able to come ahead. If this death block is saving you an augment, it might be close, but otherwise I think a couple points could be shifted from this death block to this best defense instead. If this tooltip is correct, I kind of offhand, that'd be a little bit more hit points. On a tank, it's going to be multiplied by several things. Yeah, then there's more hit points. Epic moment. Warning. Take deific warning. I don't see deific warning. I'm gonna work deific warning into this. That extra quality hit point. Deific warning. Might have to be at 20. Like 28, you could put it there, or maybe else in here. Take it. I would definitely try to get that in. The extra hit points. Like the dock is really good. So I like how this is spent. So then it's a matter of remaining points. So this is hit points and melee power, so it's really good. Oh, and this is also amp. So yeah, getting all these cores is good. Okay, so there needs to be a little bit of filler here. And they took the smiting. Oh, they took the smiting heal? Okay. Well, a lot of this bottom is not super amazing. You can't really do the consecration because it conflicts with your and you have renewal for yourself. Okay, so then they took a little bit more PRR. Probably one of the better things to get on the way up. Taking the smite goes faster, especially with this, to get a little more healing and DPS. But I think having the PRR is also a lot though, but yeah, every little bit that does help. And this is more hit point. This is the more value hit points, I think, than over here. Sentinel. But it may be possible to do a little bit of fiddling of these action points and pick up extra hit points. So maybe filter 1 point from Brace for Impact and a 2 point from Spark Alive. Although this extra 25% fortification, but the boss in the Hunt raid lowers your fortification by at least 100. Past lives could help make up for that, but this person doesn't have those past lives. Alright, so I mean, overall this looks pretty good. Again, the extra points help a lot for a tank. If you had all the points, I would try to get, if you had all the points, getting to this core with the absorption is really good. And along the way you pick up Cocoon, which is so-so. And you'll be able to pick up the fire. Here, we were born in fire for the healing for 1 more extra. And the other things you pick up are just getting to this core is really, really good. Probably one of the better pickups for a that looks pretty good. Take a look and see what they did for gear. Oh, they did something kind of interesting for gear. They're running a little bit different than usual. Circle of Malevolence, I think, is pretty much a lock for any tank gear set because it has the highest in Tim, it has the big vitality. Every single stat on this is great. I think it also has the highest insight still, and then several slots. So this is pretty hard to not take. So no matter what your gear set is, you're doing that. Sharn is probably one of the better gear sets still. I'm running a 7 winter for a full winter, which you can also do. This has a little bit more advantage though, because you get the MRR. If you run winter, you have to either put on the other part of summer. You get the artifact MRR, and then there's also the absorptions that are on gates. So gates is good. Let's see, regular helmet. The regular versus the raid helmet is a matter of which other substats. So that's, I wonder if they could actually go, like, they could probably actually go with the raid helmet with this setup. They could probably go with the Sizzle's Gaze on this one. There's a lot of overlapping stats here. If this is the belt, I think it is. Yeah, so they could go with let's see, and then they get command. This is like Cell Concord, interesting. Exceptional. Command, I believe, is insight. Yeah, command is insight. And you can pick up the healer's bounty, which is minor, but that's otherwise everything else here is. Necklace is locked in. The heart, I feel the heart is probably something you want no matter what on the tank, just because of the curse immunity. There's so much fire and evil in play, mostly the fire, but also evil and too hot. This seems pretty much a lock-in artifact. And the curse immunity stops so many curses in so many places. There's KT, Project Nemesis, Vision, Lord of Blades, so many places. Okay, so Silver Concord, does it have a ring? Oh, the ring has command. Okay, so the hats actually, the hats overlap. Complete overlap. So this is giving artifact melee range power and fort bypass, so they're getting a little bit extra DPS in here to help hold threat. That's alright. Dr. Sight's gonna be con. Oh, con strength. Where's the extra con at? I wonder if they slotted insight 5 somewhere. Silver Concord also has a bunch of charisma. That's good. Oh, interesting. So here's some healing, as well as quality save. Quality saves and quality PRR. So they're picking up a lot of PRR with this. Paladin's gonna have 20 religious lore feats. That's 20. That's good. So there is some overlap here, but it isn't too bad. And then what is this? A deep snow? Yeah. Okay, there's the insightful con. All right. I got it. And having permanent freedom is really. This is no shield. This shield could be anything. This shield could be a swap. How much winter does this give with that? Oh, the shield cannot be a swap because it's for winter. They have belt, bracer. Here's the rest of the winter. Oh, boot, shield. So that cannot be us because they need the hit points from somewhere. So they're locked into the shield, which is kind of unfortunate. It's nice to have a swap shield. shields with different absorptions, or the Deathic for a little bit of self-healing. It is kind of nice, but this shield is fine. I mean, especially for the role of this, it'll be fine. Okay, so here's armor piercing, a double strike. The fell blade. This is a pretty good choice. This sword is quite good. Deconstructor, Scourge, the Outsiders. So the orange could be other things, but the Scourge is probably fine. I've been leaning towards just Disintegrator recently, but roll with what you have. The rest of the augments should all be okay. There's dodge. The augments just need to be con, charisma, accuracy is important. Damage augment somewhere in here. CH permanent, yep. Extra little more reflex saves. Getting a reflex save up can help with a lot of damage. Half damage. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. Filigrees can vary a little bit. Let's see what they've done here. Think Bite. There's con. They did con a lot of PRR with the 2-piece Blood Feast, Frozen Wanderer. It also gets them a little bit of extra con. The cold spell crit does nothing, it's just for the PR MRR, so I see why they did that. Oh, and they squeaked in with this piece of con, they squeaked in a little bit extra PRR. Okay. And then this will be the other con PRR. Not super unusual. Then this must have just been where their filigrees left off, because here's a single bravery throughout Shadow Device just for the PR MRR. They went really into defenses, and this will be there's a snake bite to go, and this should be Nistles. A lot of the time I see people, instead of here the Blood Feast, I see them go double stack the Nistles. But I can see why they did the double stack here instead. Every time I've done it, I double stack Nistles and then double stack another con. So end up with the doubles ending up with 8 con and double Nistles. And then that leaves you with 1 less bad Nistles. So this Nistles just goes away and becomes something. Is I think what most people do. And then you get the con Nistle and the absorption of your choice. Probably electric is correct. Maybe cold would be a good choice for the new raid. That's looking fine. There's some little tiny tweaks you can do there. So non-paladins probably need to do a little bit of threat. You can also would have done some more armor. They did get the 5%. You can do a little bit more armor class, but it's hard to work all that in the hit points. See what else we're doing. Did they get to, okay, they got the Intimidated up. 116 is the current benchmark. Everything, so this is fine, and having a little bit of headroom is nice. Physical breakdowns. Hit points. Is this in Outsider Reaper? That's Outsider Reaper. That's pretty good. I mean, the more past lives, the better it's going to be, but for the target of LH raids, it's going to be fine. And some R1s is then reasonable AC, good PR, and MRR. I don't think the planner calculates this quite correctly. It tends to be pretty close though. 13 max dex, and they have the dodge augment, so that'll be built in. I think for the target, this should be quite. Oh, here's a dodge 7. Oh, tower shield. Got by tower. I think it's going to be plenty for the level of rating this character is doing. Again, it's a low investment alt. Some of the gearing choices I think also reflect that. Especially using the Concord, the Silver Concord. I know this person also likes to try to do interesting things just because. Oh, there's these pieces for. So I think the gear set's fine. There's other tanking gear sets that'll get you more performance, I think, but it's going to take a lot more investment. Oftentimes, with gates, you go 5 pieces of green steel, and that's expensive. So I think this is going to be fine. Oh yeah, this is good. I don't see anything that really super stands out. I mean, you could maybe tweak seats a little bit. There's some other